welcome to my kitchen, and today we're going to learn how to make a Christmas tree using Deco Mesh and a tomato cage out of your garden. A few zip ties and a few pipe cleaners and a little imagination. And let's get started. Okay, basically what we've done is we've started with a 48-inch tomato cage that I turned upside down. I zip tied it together at the top, and I started at the bottom where you can see here. I left the portion of the cord that had no lights loose, but I plugged it into an extension cord. I zip tied it, and we're zip tying it to the frame just to keep it all in place. And I zip tied it each cross brace, and then I zip tied it in the middle. I think on these two I zip tied it in the middle. On this one I did not, so I'll go ahead and I'll put a zip tie. And I'm just using these tiny little zip ties. And I'm zip tie challenged. At the top, I'll show you, I just kind of wove it through. I didn't have to zip tie it up there because it's secure enough in between those wires. But then I went from down here, where I braced it the first time, I went all the way up this bracket, and then I secured it up at the top, and I came down this bracket, and then you can see here, I went down along this lower ring to this next brace, and I went all the way up here, through the top, and then back down. This is my last section that I have to do. And when you're using a zip tie, make sure that the rigidity part is on the inside. And then just zip it on there. And then I'm stretching it just a little bit. I'm not stretching it tight. You don't want it tight because then, you know, that could be problematic later on down the line. You could get cracks in your wire and that could start a fire. And, you know, nobody wants to have that happen. So, and always start with a new set of lights, please. Just go spend the $3 for the cheapy lights, or spend a little more on the LEDs. Those don't use a whole lot of electricity. And then I'm just going to go all the way down to the bottom, and then I'm going to have a little excess. But this is a really simple project. And then you can just and this is really tall, so it's not really it's wanting to run into my ceiling fan right now, so when you do that, you won't have to do that because you can do this outside. Okay. We're going to use our Deco Mesh now, and you watched me use that when I made the wreath. I made that wreath last week, and I made it out of the red Deco Mesh, and then I had made a sample wreath for my mom out of the white or the cream color Deco Mesh. And we might use this entire roll of green along with whatever's left of these red and white ones here. And what I also have is several pipe cleaners or chenille stems, and I'm going to cut them in half because you just don't need the whole thing, and it'll make it go a little bit further. It doesn't matter what color they are, but I do have them to coordinate with my Deco Mesh colors. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the end of my Deco Mesh and I bunched it up, and I'm shoving the end inside just like this, and I attached it with one of those pieces of pipe cleaner. And now I took the center roll out of this, so it's gone, so I'm just kind of grabbing onto it.
Actually, it fell out.
Well, it did, because I actually did this once and then re-rolled it so I could show you what I was doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping the tree spirally. But while we do it, we're going to be twisting the Deco Mesh. So you don't want to unravel too much of it at one time, but you do want to give it a good twist. And then you want to roll some of it around, just like this. And then unfurl some more and give it a good twist. And roll it around again, just like this. Now, the further down you go, the more you're going to use. But If you want this to have total coverage on this particular height of tomato cage, you're going to need 2 rolls of the same color Deco Mesh, but because I don't have 2 full rolls, we're going to not worry about that, and we're going to use the green, and then we're going to come back through and we're going to garland on some of the red and the cream colored one. So, like, unfurl some more, give it a twist. Keep giving it a twist every couple of feet and just wrap it around. Now, when you get down to the bottom, at the end of your roll, you're just going to go ahead, bunch it up, grab a chenille stem, give it a good twist, and I apologize, the lighting isn't that great. This is the little tape that holds it onto the thing. Okay, so then what you can do is you can come through and you can fluff out your Deco Mesh.
Fuss with it.
You can, absolutely. And you can even things out a bit. You can cover up some of those empty spaces, just like this. And like I said, we're gonna go back through. I'm gonna go ahead with the red. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on my kitchen chair. And I'm going to take some of this red. I'm going to take out the center core too. Let's see if I can do that. Alright, so just go ahead and give that a twist. Oops. My big hands are in the way, and I'm sorry.
I can't see what I'm looking at. So.
Okay. So then, I've got this, and I don't know how much I'm going to have available to me. But we're just going to go ahead and unroll this.
And twist. And twist.
Well, no, this one we're not going to twist. This one we're going to bunch. And then we're going to come back with the white one. We're going to use more chenille stems this time than we did last time. So, well, let me come over on this side because you're over here on this side. So grab yourself a chenille stem. You find a spot where you like that. And then, if you wish, you can make a giant bow and put it as your tree topper, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to come right back and I'm going to show you what it looks like. There you have it. Topped with a big old bow and wrapped with as much or as little Deco Mesh and Deco Mesh ribbon as you prefer. Again, this is one of those things where if you're like me, it's never going to be perfect and you're always going to be fiddling with it, so it's best to just make it and walk away from it, put it out where you're going to put it. It's going to look beautiful and people are going to love it. This is a great decoration. You can use it from year to year. If you're going to store it, I would recommend storing it in a big garbage bag, so just so that it doesn't get dusty. Or it's inexpensive enough, you could just, dare I say, toss it at the end of the season and save your tomato cage and save your lights and then just go on about your business. This Deco Mesh is really great stuff. It's a lot of fun. You can use it for bows and gift wrap and wreaths and Christmas trees and just about anything with regard to that kind of stuff that you can think of. It'd be great to wrap a gift basket in. They make all different widths and sizes of it, so keep your eye out for it, and I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that it gives you some inspiration on what you can do with a couple of rolls of Deco Mesh in a little bit of time, and maybe some tomato cages from your garden to pretty up your front porch or your front lawn. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try it. I hope you love it. And until next time, happy holidays!